Thanks for watching.
Who have we got next?
You've got me next. So there's been a big law going through Parliament about changing the rules of what renters' rights can have. And one of the main things that's been proposed is that no-fault evictions, which are, as the name suggests, where a landlord can kick a tenant out without having to have any justification. They can simply get rid of them and the tenant has no rights. It's looking like that's going to be delayed for some months because landlords say that if it's passed, they're going to sell up and there won't be as many homes for people to rent. Now, the proportion of people in this country renting has gone through the roof in the last 20 years. People are renting much longer into their lives when they've started to have a family. And so I think this is a serious problem, that it is Dickensian to have a law where people can be kicked out of the home that they're paying for and lose the most basic security that we have in life. What do you think of that, Darren?
Look, I think moves that the country is going in, if you look at other parts of the country, not just England, so you've got the Tory moves, but you've also got the Labour proposals and what's been proposed in Scotland, which is to have a potential 0% cap on rents, being able to raise them. Now, I fear that that would mean that the marginal landlord, who isn't a massive property developer, they're not making mega bucks, would then leave the marketplace, which means that your statistic there of there being more people renting than ever before, or what have you, they would be snookered. Because where do they go now? You've just lost your landlord from the marketplace altogether because of your new regulations. So I'm afraid it's you that's taking us back to Dickensian Britain.
Well, first of all, rents have been rising much faster than inflation in general, and also faster than mortgage rates have been going up. Last year, rents rose by 16% in this country. This year, they're rising at 9%. That's triple what inflation is at the moment. And so that is an enormous burden on millions of people. And I think that we underestimate the kind of social problems that extreme house prices cost. There was a story this week that we have the highest housing costs of any developed country. And what that means is that people can't have kids, they can't have stability, they can't start businesses when they want to take risks, because all that money is going into a small pot of people that own second homes to rent. And I think that causes massive problems.
Well, hang on, because I think you're contradicting yourself, because at the start of the show you were saying that I'm a heartless swine for saying that I wouldn't let in any more asylum seekers, yet you're saying, oh, our house prices are so high. What do you think's going to happen when we invite half the bloody world to our country?
Well, the fact is that we haven't been building any homes. You know, we have built 4 million fewer homes in the last 40 years compared to equivalent European countries, right? That's a massive problem. Now, helpfully, we have someone who's advised Michael Gove, the man behind this. Do you think that delaying no-fault evictions, that these problems are because landlords are threatening not to vote Tory?
No, I don't think that's right at all. You're absolutely right, first of all. Look, we're not building enough homes in this country, but the government has hit its target, I think, over about 1 million homes over the course of the Parliament. It's not too dissimilar to what the Labour Party are putting forward. So, you know, house building is always going to be a problem unless you get local councils, obviously, also to approve the planning applications.
You need to overrule
in the first place. And as part of the National Planning Policy Framework, that I'm sure will be coming forward at some stage. But, you know, you can
Charlie,
can
you seriously sit here and say that you are happy with the Conservatives' record on housing? Look, I'm a loyal Tory, as loyal as they come. I am not happy with the Conservatives' record on housing over the last 14 years. You advised the man who is in charge of that policy. Are you seriously sitting here and saying, oh, there's nothing wrong, we hit our targets?
No, of course not. There's a housing crisis, but there's been a housing crisis for the last 40 years, as Benjamin was saying. So, of course, there needs to be more to be done to build the homes. But in terms of the renters' reform, I mean, it's making sure that you've got the protection for renters. So instead of just having 6-month leases, 3 years, 6 years, when you start to rent a property, it becomes yours for as long as you want it to be. So that's part of the reform that's coming in. But just on the no-fault evictions, you've got to make sure, because there will be lots of landlords going through the criminal justice system, because if you want to, as a landlord, if you've got to evict a tenant, you've got to make sure that that is as smooth a process as possible and quickly to turn around, so you don't have a courts backlog on the back of no-fault evictions. You've got to fix that problem first before giving full protections to renters.
You know what? Down the road from me, they have just built 3 huge blocks of flats,
Good.
right? I mean, it's great. I mean, I remember when it was just a wasteland.
How big's huge? How many do you know?
Oh, like at least 8 floors,
Okay.
and there's 4, fag packet maths, I reckon maybe 70 apartments at least, right? But it's got this weird thing where you can't own it in its entirety. You have to have a shared leasehold
ownership.
and the shared ownership. And this is such a crime as well, because the houses are being built, but the way that they're being sold is awful, because these people are then forever locked into this financial agreement with somebody, and it's hard to actually sell that house.
Yeah. And I think that shows the scale of the problem, that people can buy typically about 25% of the property because they don't have a chance in London of buying the whole thing. Now, all that does is fuel demand, not supply, and so it pushes prices up further. Now, I have to be honest with you, and I know some people think I hate old people, so sorry.
He does.
But, like,
I had heard.
He's
we
been
have
so
a
rude
problem.
to me.
We have a problem that there are so many people in this country that already own their own lovely homes, often in nice areas, and they will block anything new being developed. They would hate having that block of flats at the end of their street because they don't want their view to be disturbed. They don't want their golf club to be disturbed. They don't want, frankly, rubbish land that nothing's on it. And you need a government that takes away that power from local people.
Right.
That's the only way to resolve it.
OK, we'll leave that one there. Still